It's hard to imagine somebody you really love watching on TV has a real life experience as one you've seen on the set. In an exclusive interview with Young and the Restless star Christian LeBlanc, we're getting a glimpse at who he is on screen and off screen. And you've got a message for people. Christian, thank you for coming in. And we should mention that your character on the show, Michael Baldwin,
yes,
had cancer and went through a cancer scene. With life imitating art, you actually had cancer.
Yeah, when you, it was interesting. You play that scene where you hear the word, just the word, in a doctor's office, cancer. And I got to play that as Michael Baldwin, and then...
and this is the first time you're really saying that publicly.
Yeah, yes. I mean, as everyone knows, I mean, most of the people watch the show, Eric Braeden has had his battle with cancer, and there's a lot going on. And it's one of those things, mine was it was a different situation, but mine happened so fast. There was a lot of me dealing with it first.
Well, and when you say fast, I mean you started noticing some things that just weren't right. Then you went in for an examination. You found out you have multiple myeloma, the same thing that Congressman Steve Scalise has.
Yes, yes. It's a very common cancer. But again, it's like, don't think of a pink elephant. Now that I hear myeloma, you hear it everywhere, and it is. You realize I have people with cousins and told how quick it is, but it is such a well-researched cancer, and they've made so many huge steps with taking the pain out of a chemo, making it more constructive, immunotherapies. But yeah, I had to deal with that, and it's a fast-moving cancer.
And if I could say something about you, because I've done a lot of charity events with you. You do a lot of charity events, helping out things. You just did one helping out an organization that deals with the after effects of cancer, and it really strikes close to home now.
Yeah, it's the Cancer Support Community. And it was interesting when they called me up, and I'm thinking of medical support. But what these people do is all the surrounding things that happen to you when you're diagnosed with something like this. So it's about how to mentally deal with it, how financially you might cope with some of the expenses of being out of work, and all these amazing things. And I had done this charity a few years ago before pandemic.
Yeah. And what's the name of the charity?
It's called Little Big Cup supports the cancer support community. So that's the name of the charity.
And it kind of melded with the Gilda Radner.
Yes. Well, in the early days, when Gilda Radner passed, she passed ovarian cancer, and Gene Wilder was her husband that was the celebrity spokesman, and this combined, and they formed the Cancer Support Community. And Catherine Kelly Lang, who is on Bold and the Beautiful, our sister show, her father passed of cancer, so and as they were talking, they happened to be in Louisiana. And Little Big Cup in Arnaville, Louisiana, right outside of Lafayette,
was having a fundraiser.
Well, they came up and they heard this, yes, and they said, what can we do? Which is very Louisiana, I think. And so they've been hosting this. So we eat nonstop. And then there's a big benefit where there's auctions. We bring items down, set tours from the studio. And so a lot of the stuff that you and I have auctioned off.
And you went through a rough time with your cancer. I mean, you were in the hospital for a while. But you're in total remission now.
I was diagnosed around June at Santa Monica's St. John's Providence Hospital, which I'd never been to. I'd never spent a day in the hospital in my 65 years until this year. And I went in, and already the signs, they put my wedding ring on, that Lauren and Michael's wedding ring, and I put my hand down, and the ring fell off without friction. And I said, well, what an odd thing. My nose started bleeding on set sometimes. This eye kind of got a little wonky, and there was a tumor in the sinus cavity. And no one, if I hadn't gone in for an eye exam, because I thought, well, this eye...
It might have progressed more.
It's a very fast cancer, and that is the danger of it, but it's also... because the speed at which a cell reproduces is a signifier of cancer, it also makes it very obvious it's a cancer and easily attacked and easily spotted once you get in there and get the. And these were neurologists. My eye doctor just said, you might go, your eye's a little droopy, you might go check it out with a neurological ophthalmologist, which I'd never even heard of. And so they found, and there was a chance it was a very serious cancer. There were options. They didn't know until after this surgery, but there was a tumor right here pressing on my optic nerve, making my eye. But the fans caught it. I was getting people like, your eye is a little A little
Yeah.
Jim Carrey that way, a little
But
Michael.
speaking of fans, you are back on the show now. Michael
Yes.
Baldwin's still around.
Oh, yeah.
And you look great.
Yeah, you know what? They said eat like it's your job. I had lost 35 pounds in 2 months. And so,
And not in a good way.
and not in a good way, but when they said eat it like it's your job, I said, I was raised to fulfill this promise. Louisiana, New Orleans, easily done. So,
All right, and we're seeing your character on The Young and the Restless. Your first show when you got back will be around Thanksgiving?
the Thanksgiving show.
Okay.
This
well,
Thanksgiving
Christian,
Day.
we're so glad that everything's okay now.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, good to see you. All right,
Good
let's
to
get
see
over
you.
to Alexandra.